Some of you may be familiar with the Mac. Others may be used to the PC. And if you're used to the PC, then when you first log on, things are going to look a little bit different for you. So let me start by explaining to you that this area here, this is called your desktop. And the PC has a desktop too. You are able to save things here like I have. However, you should know that if you save stuff to your desktop, it's not secure, okay? And that's for two reasons. Number one, if you save it to your desktop, the next person that comes in has access to it, as well as if you move to another computer, you won't have access to it. Okay, so you're always going to save your files to your personal folder on the server. And I'll show you that in a minute. Down here at the bottom, we have a dock. Okay, and on the dock is where when you have programs open or have moved programs, frequently used programs, they're going to show up here. Up here at the top, you have your menu bar, okay? And whenever you open something, so for instance, if I open Finder, notice up here that my menu bar changes and it tells me that I'm in Finder. And it also may tell me that I have some different options than I did before. If I were to open Google Chrome, now my menu bar up here goes along with Chrome. Even if I were to resize Chrome, it still is Chrome. If I click in Finder, now the menu bar goes with Finder. So you need to be aware of that. When you want to close something or quit applications, which you want to do before you log off every day, you need to do one of two things. You can come up here to the menu and choose Quit, whatever application you're in. Or if you hold down the icon down here on your dock, and you see how there's a little dot underneath it, that means that it's open. So if I hold that down, you'll see Quit there as well. The only thing that you cannot quit is Finder. I mean, we can close Finder, but it's still actually open. So let me show you Finder. This over here is what's called a sidebar. If you don't see your sidebar, you can come up here to the View menu and you can choose to, right here, hide sidebar. Okay? Typically, we do want the sidebar to be open because it gives us shortcuts to the things that we want to go to often. Okay? So here I can see everything that's on my desktop. I can see things that are in my documents, which is not where I want to save, but sometimes you do that on accident. Downloads, and then applications. And if you look here at applications, this gives you a long list of everything that has been installed on your computer. So you can see all of the Adobe programs that we're going to use. You can see that it has GarageBand. It has GIMP. GIMP is a free program that you can use at home. It has our browsers, Google Chrome. It has Safari, and it also has, I passed one up, Firefox right here. Those are our three browsers that it has. It also has Pages, which is the Mac's equivalent to Microsoft Word. Numbers is a spreadsheet, and Keynote is like PowerPoint. Okay. You also have TextEdit and other things that you may or may not need to use at some point. Okay. Now, if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice that you have Macintosh hard drive. This is everything that's on the computer. You really don't need to worry ever about opening it. However, just leave it there. It's okay that it's here. These are the drives to places on the computer. So for example, if I open up the S through Z, this takes me to the teacher's drive, which you do not have access to, and I can find my folder. Okay. Sweden might be open on your computer, and there might be some classes that you need to use Sweden 4. Texas History uses it, Yearbook uses it, but that's it. Okay, we don't typically use it in here. And we have Poland. And if we go to Poland, and if I type SF on the keyboard, that takes us to SFM, that's our school. And here you have a list of all the teachers that work at Spring Forest Middle School, and even some that are not here anymore. If you click on S, it'll take you almost to my name, Kristen Samuelson, or Samuelson Kristen. Open that up, and we have a drop and a pickup. The drop folder is where you might sometimes turn stuff in if you have something to turn in. Okay, so for example, if I go to this folder that I have open here on my desktop, let's say that I want to copy a file to the drop folder to turn it in. All I have to do is drag and drop. Now, once you drop it in there, you don't have access to this anymore, so you can't change the name of it. So you want to make sure that you have things named properly in your folder before you do anything. Now, while you're in the drop, we'll go ahead and back out of it. And you'll see the little arrow here to back out, and we can go look at Pickup. In Pickup, I've put a PDF file. It says Challenges, and this is where I sometimes leave files for you to use with your assignments. So what you would do then is have a folder open for Pickup, and then you would find your folder on the server, okay, and you would simply drag it into that folder, and then it's there. Okay, now I don't have a folder in the same place you do, and it is called Cougar 11. Okay, and it's not here right now. So whenever you don't see one of these drives that you need, you're going to have to come up here to the Go menu, connect to server, and you see that I have 2 here. Yours might not be written out, or actually yours won't be written out. You're going to have to type this in. But what we want to do is type in SMB://Cougar11, no spaces, and hit connect. And when you do, it's going to come up and with this schools here, and go ahead and click OK. And then schools is the icon where all of your folders are. And if you open it up, whoops, here it is right here, and type SF, it'll take you to Spring Forest. And then when I look in here, I see everybody's folder. I have access to everybody, every single one of you. However, once you get into SFM, you will see only your folder. Okay? And if you open your folder, I'm just randomly picking somebody's here, you'll see your files, and you would even be able to, like I showed you before, copy things from the Pickup folder into yours. Now, let's say that you have a file that you want to rename. Maybe you named it wrong or left something out or misspelled it. What you have to do is you have to click on it once to select it, then click on the text a second time, and notice how it changes to light blue. This light blue allows you to type the correct file name. Now, some people get in the habit of hitting delete and then typing, which there's nothing wrong with that, except for it does take an extra step. When it's selected, all you have to do really is type, and it automatically replaces it. Okay? Now, we do have a specific naming convention for all of your files in class. So all of our files, all of your work starts with your period number. Okay, so if you're in first period, you type a 1. If you're in sixth period, you type a 6. Then you have underscore. If you look on your keyboard, the underscore is towards the top of your keyboard. There's 2 straight lines there. One is the hyphen, and if you hold down Shift, it's the underscore. Then you type your last name, another underscore, and then the name of the assignment. Okay? Couple reasons for this. Number one, we always need to know what assignment it is. If you turn something in and it's named wrong, you're probably not going to get credit for doing it because I'm not going to know what it is. Okay? Number two, when you guys start turning in all of your files into the drop folder, I need to know who it belongs to. And sometimes there are people with the same last name that are in different class periods. So we always put our period number, underscore, last name, underscore, name of the assignment. Okay? Now, let me delete this from this person's folder. And I will close that one. Now, in Finder, I want to show you one more thing, and that is your different views up here at the top. So right now we're in our list view or our detail view. You can see everything that you have here, and you can even arrange it alphabetically by name, by date modified, by the size, or even by the kind. So if you knew you were looking for a specific file type, you could arrange it that way. This one is when you want to see a small icon. Now, this view here is the best view when you want to create a new folder. And we do create new folders from time to time because it does help you keep things organized. So, for example, what you would do is you hold down the Control key on your keyboard and click, and here you have new folder. You notice that it's highlighted in light blue, which is going to allow me to go ahead and type whatever I want to name the folder, and then I can hit enter. Then I could actually drag things into that folder, and there it is. Okay? This third view here is our column view. And the column view can be helpful as well when you're trying to rearrange files into different folders. So this is the top level of the hierarchy. You can see that this has all of the drives that you want to access. Then here we see that it's in Poland, going to SFM, going to my last name, and going into drop. And in drop there was Photoshop. Well, let's say I didn't actually want those in the Photoshop folder. I can just drag them back here, and now they're in the same folder, or sorry, in the same place, not folder, as the Photoshop folder. Okay? The last view is best when you are wanting to view images. And you have your list of files down here, and then you can have a big preview here. So if you're trying to look at lots of images, or a preview of files, that's where you would look at it. Okay, so you see your shortcuts here. You remember how to get to them there. Over here on the sidebar, Cougar 11 takes you to Schools. There is Schools. And then SF on your keyboard to take you to Spring Forest. You'll see your name. Data takes you to Poland or to Sweden. Remember, Sweden you don't need, but Poland you do. And you'd go to SF. And then you could type in SAM. Whoops. And that takes you to my folder for the drop and the pickup. Okay? The other ones that are here in the shared, you don't need. And then you have your applications that shows you where all of the files are. If you missed anything, please feel free to rewind and watch again and make sure that you understand how to get around your computer.